Hey everyone, welcome to part 4 of going through my bookshelf. This has been a long process, but we're just gonna head right into where I left off. Alright. First we have another classic with Alice in Wonderland and other favorites, including Alice Through the Looking Glass and one that I've never heard of before, The Hunting of the Snark. And this series, just got it because it was fantasy and this was new in my fantasy liking time frame, I guess. I think it's fantasy. Looks like adventure fantasy. Cooper Kids Adventure series. So maybe it's just adventure. Maybe this one's fantasy. These. Oh, they're the same author. Oh, it's the same thing. I didn't realize that. 1 through 4, and then 5 through 8. Then this one, Black Beauty, another classic. I originally came across this in the graphic novel version and I enjoyed it, and so I got the book. Another one by W. Bruce Cameron, A Dog's Journey. First up, this one. Spectacular, great, one of my favorites. When You Trap a Tiger is a really cool title, too. I almost said tiger. It's a really cool tiger. That's true, too. Flora and Ulysses, I have read the book and watched the movie. I think I prefer the book, though, in this case. I'm not sure. Bit of a toss-up, but feels like a familiar story, even though I've only read it a couple of times. And then The Jungle Book in the Penguin Classics version. And then A Wrinkle in Time, which this is obviously the one that was made after, or the cover that was designed after the movie, which I watched the movie, I didn't even realize there was a book at first. Well, maybe I did. But it wasn't in my mind at the time. And then I got it, and so I have yet to read it still. Anne of Green Gables. Read these years ago. Still love it. Still watch the movie. Taped the box together because the box sets never stay together. Okay. Another classic, The Incredible Journey. I did watch the movie version of this, which is pretty cool. And this one's another small one, Thunder, Mighty Stallion of the Hills. Another horse one, Black Stallion. There's a lot of ones about black horses in particular. These two, Nancy Drew Mysteries. I was curious about them myself, and I also wanted to know if one of my friends that loves the Nancy Drew series, if she had them. I don't think she ever told me yes or no on that or not, but either way. And this one I kind of got because it was a classic look, but also it kind of looks like someone rammed a horn into it at some point. But yeah, it's one of the falling apart books, which I actually kind of like because it shows the history and such, and then the yellowed pages. I have no idea what it's about though, and I can't seem to find it to figure it out either. This one, Whispers from the Bay, it's a dolphin-based story, and I really like it. Yes, I took the dress jacket off, mainly because of the gold on the inside, and also I didn't feel like the cover that it had was doing it justice enough. It looked a little more cheesy than it is. And then all these are great illustrated classics that I have yet to read or can't find otherwise, like not in the Great Illustrated Classics version. One is Jane Eyre, The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. This one I have read, The Invisible Man. It's pretty interesting. And I've also read this one, Hans Brinker, or also known as The Silver Skates, depending on what version you get. First we have of this one, Betsy, Tacy, and Tib, which apparently is part of a Betsy Tacy series, but I did not know that, and I've had it for years. But it's a classic, and it's pretty good. And then all of these are part of a series that I've been slowly correcting the rest of them. I have 1, 2, 5, 6, 8. Oh, well, that's out of order. I have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10. And it's the 39 Clues right here. And it's pretty cool. I got introduced to it originally by the audiobooks, but yeah, there's this one here, that, this, that one, and then this one, which is actually the thickest out of them. Here we have another series. It's the Time Bender series. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this one is pretty cool. It has like time travel, and it's also Christian based. Well, not Christian based, but Christian themes and Christian characters. And these 3 classics: Under the Lilacs, and Joe's Boys, which is actually a sequel to Little Women, and I have not read this one yet, and The Wind in the Willows. In this series, The Book Wanderers, I have 1, 2, and 3, and 4. There's one that's number 5, I think, but I don't have that one yet. And it's really cool. It's basically what it sounds like for the general plot, but I'm not going to give many details besides that. I've read this one and part of number 2, but then the character did something that they were explicitly told not to do, and it's not like they're dumb, and so I literally slammed this book shut, and I haven't come back to it yet. These 2 are actually both number 2s, or they're both the second book in 2 different series, and I only got them because it looks like they have Christian elements in them, and so I figured that I may as well grab them anyway, even if I don't have number 1, because then I can just try and find it. Yes. 2 more. I forgot about these. 2 more that I've recently got. Then I remember. Of the 39 Clues one. So this is number 7 and number 9. The Sherlock Holmes that I showed you, well, I got a special edition. It looks really cool, and then it's got the gold shimmer on the edges, and then the way that it's written in. And then these ones from here to here are the Harry Potter series. I haven't actually finished reading all of them. I've watched the movies though, and so I can't adequately say my entire opinion on the books versus the movies, but I will say that they both have their strong suits in different ways. I'm not going to start an argument here. This one, another classic, Treasure Island. Then this one, Within Reach, My Everest Story, one young man's unforgettable journey. I think it will be pretty fun to read. The Art of Racing in the Rain. And then Horse Miracles, Inspirational True Tales of Remarkable Horses. Can't tell I love stuff like that at all. The Art of Racing in the Rain. Apparently it's emotional because I saw it in that section at Barnes & Noble. Then this one's the number 2 in the Magic Misfits series. The one that's hardcover while the rest are paperback. So I like this one, The Dog Who Was There. 2 Roads. I don't remember exactly what it's about, but it's should be inspirational. Only Ivan and The One and Only Bob. I haven't read either, but we watched The One and Only Ivan and it was really good, so I got the book. That made it stuck. This is Truth. Don't remember this one, The Honest Truth. Don't remember what this one's about exactly, but pretty sure it's another emotional one. I Will Always Write Back, How One Letter Changed 2 Lives, based on a true story, and I've heard it's really, really good. Rising. Also, this one, Esperanza Rising, also one that I've heard about a lot. Interesting. Inside of a Dog, what dogs see, smell, and know. The Dog Who Saved Me, another dog one. The Dog Who Saved Me, which is another inspirational dog story. It's Between Us, which I think is an historical fiction, something like that. Where'd it go? And then Matt Monroe and the Secret Society of Odontology. I'm not even sure what this one's about anymore, but it's something involving dragons and creatures, so maybe I'll enjoy it still. This one, I've read, love it, of course, Dolphin, but credit to the original Dolphin lover, my mom. Dolphin Song, it's a really cool one, and I'll go more into that another time. This one's called Moon Over Manifest, and I think it's pretty interesting based on what I read about it. Is another, and then All the Broken Places, which is one that is another historical fiction. One is my first book that I won on a giveaway. I haven't won one since, but I'm still putting it as first because I want to win another one. It sounded interesting, and so I entered it in, and then I just happened to win it. It does look like there's a lot of weird, hard to pronounce names, which is the only thing that I'm not going to be excited about. But otherwise, I won it. Hunters, and then Treasure Hunters, which I saw a preview of it in another book. Seemed pretty interesting. Overcomer, which is I think there's a movie as well, and it was from the creators of War Room, which I love that movie. It is so good. Three is really bigger. This one is Rise of the Rocket Girls, and it's the women who propelled us from missiles to the moon to Mars. So like women in space, and I love space. And seeing the women in history is really cool. Interested, not sure if I'm actually going to enjoy it or not, but it's called Secrets of Mary's Bookshop. It's got rewriting history, mixed motives, a new chapter, and cooking the books. Then these two. This one, Heidi. I'm pretty sure it's a classic, but just this newer version of it. And this one is second one, Heidi Grows Up, which I don't know anything about this one because there was no cover and I can't find much information on it either, at least with what I've looked at. And these ones, Life of Pi, I've recently, well, it wasn't super recent, but it was more recent than some, watched the movie of it, and so I wanted to read the book. This one, Counting by Sevens, I am currently reading. This is my newest new read that I'm on. I'm most of the way through, but I got a little bit out of my reading in depth when I finish it. Reading mood, I guess. It's Turn Right at Machu Picchu, rediscovering the lost city one step at a time. This is basically like the journal of his discoveries. And The Island of Dr. Lee. Then we have, which is by an author that I like, which you'll see the other books that I like of his, Chris Grabenstein, unless you know when I go through the Korean culture cube shelf over there. And this one is A Wish in the Dark, which, if you can't already tell, is bound to be somewhat emotional, at least. One is The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. I believe there's a movie based on it now, but I have not watched it. Then Little Women. I love it. I watched the movie. I watched the newest movie version of it, and I love the people that they used to portray them. And then I've read the book, the whole book, this whole book. This one is less of a book and more of a reference, but it's The Word Detective, and it's basically telling you about like phrases like cheesy, like that movie was cheesy, or caught red-handed, and like the history and all that stuff. This one, Inside Out and Back Again, that, and so I don't. It's like in a more of a poetry type writing, if you can see that. Ocean's Elephant, and I think it's by the same author as Flora and Ulysses, and yes, it is, and so I think it will be pretty good. And this one is called Listen, which I don't remember what it's about, but I think it's about a dog, hence the dog on the cover. Disney, Withdrawal from Imagination. And this one is a true story, as I Am Malala. Let's see, hit to give away. This one is Rise of the Dragons. It has no dust jacket because it didn't come with it, but it's Dewey's 9 Lives, about a cat. Definitely go see the movie. Another one, we have Hidden Figures. If you haven't seen the movie, it's amazing as well. And then Dewey, which is the first book, I think, before Dewey's 9 Lives. Same cat. Small Town Library Cat Who Touched the World. A Young Reader's Edition. This is Endurance, a Young Reader's Edition. True story of his year in space and how he got there. Another dolphin book called White Dolphin. And a classic, Stuart Little, which I watched the movie but I have not read the book yet, The Shelf. This one I have read, Oliver Twist. I just haven't read this version. This is one of the ones that I got the actual version after reading the illustrated classic. Same with this one, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Still yet to read this version. And then this one is Live Original. I think it's a guide, true story, like a. I'll get to them. Well, that's it for these shelves. Is the 2 cube shelves that I have over there, so that didn't fit in there. First we have some classics. Henry and the Paper Route. The Wind in the Willows, which I think I have that one still over here. Yeah, right here. But I like the way that the pages are yellowed on this one versus the lighter pages here. And another 39 clues that didn't fit in there, which is number 11. Series. The classic one. Not sure which order this is supposed to be in, but then the Mystery of the Indian, or the Mystery of the Cupboard, sorry, and then the Secret of the Indian and the Return of the Indian. Then A Christmas Carol in the Great Illustrated Classic Edition. Then this one's another one that I originally had on audiobook, Masterminds, and then I got it classic, Mouse and His Motorcycle. And then this one is The Cricket in Times Square. Also haven't read it, but I've had it for a while. And then we have Animal Stories and True Tales of Animal Heroes. And then we have this series, which the Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library, Library Olympics, and Great Library Race. Which, if you know what I was talking about earlier with, and you know who Chris Grabenstein is, this could be part of the reason you do. And if you don't, it's really good. You should read it. I'm gonna go through that right now. This one is a graphic novel. Yep, I got it more recently. Mystery involving. I have Shiloh. I had the two out of 3 are here right now. I don't know where the third one is. Then I have Chasing Vermeer, which is basically mystery involving art. You know Mr. Lemoncello, the series. Then you know that there are more books. Mr. Lemoncello's All-Star Breakout Game and the Titanium Ticket. And yes, they did have covers when I got them because I got these ones new. But I liked the embossed little design on the fronts of them, and so I took it off. I don't even know if I know where they are now. Then we have The Education of Little Tree and Homer's Odyssey, another story about a cat, but it's a blind cat. Factory, I watched 1 or 2 versions of the movie. Then these pretty editions of Wizard of Oz and Peter Pan. And Because of Winn-Dixie, which I haven't read the book, but I love the movie. Got The Elephant in the Garden, which is inspired by a true story. I just saw that, actually. I've watched the movie. This one is My Otter Half, which is such a cute title, and it looks like a super cute story. And then Tango, The Tale of an Island Dog. The BFG, I've also watched the movie, just not read the book. And Holes, another one where I've read the book, or not, another one where I've watched the movie. We have Dolphin Dreams, an historical fiction, Johnny Tremain. Then we have The Tiger Rising by the same author that wrote Thor and Ulysses, and the other one that I shared, I don't remember which one it is though. Then we have Soundbender, which sounded pretty interesting. Sound, ha. And then A Dog's Porpoise, which the title, again. 2 other classics, 2 other classics, Ralph Mouse and Runaway Ralph. And then The Music of Dolphins and Charlotte's Web. For now, I get more books. As in until my next book haul. To Speak Dolphin, I did read this one and it's really good. The Trumpet of the Swan, classic. And then The White Giraffe, the same author as Dolphin Song, which I'm eager to read as well. I do have a few Hardy Boys books, and then a couple other books that are more like educational or like question books, but I'm not going to be sharing those right now. I may make a video about it in the future, depending on how things go, but otherwise, that's basically it. So I'm going to put these back, and then I'll see you off. 7th, and thank you for watching my going through my bookshelf and sticking with me through all of my books. In this case, I'm glad I don't have more bookshelves. This took forever as it is. But thank you. Bye!